Good morning and happy Friday. Always nice to see you join us for 3+U. This is an extra fun day for us here on the show. Joy came into my life a little bit extra in early August when I told you my husband found these baby kittens over at the Ooltewah High School track, and we began to take care of them. They were 1 week old, and pretty quickly into our fostering of these kittens, I began to realize that I was going to need a little bit of extra resources. So who did I turn to but the Humane Educational Society, longtime friends of ours here on the show and at the station. So this morning, the Humane Society is back, and this is Emily Johnson. She has been my stalwart go-to person this whole time, because your job, Emily, right, is you oversee the foster program there. Is that right, at the Humane Society?
Yeah, I've been doing it for 4 years now. And so my job is to help support everybody that's fostering and get them matched up with the right fit and to help you through everything.
So just in case, and this is Kieran Burgess, who has the great joy of getting to foster right now these cute puppies whose names are?
We have a pair right here, and this is Kiwi.
Okay, cute names. So my little guys I introduced to y'all a while back. And when we first got to the Humane Society, we named him, this was Gus, the little orange one was Gus, and we have never been able to figure out a name for her. Of late, we call her Georgia. I did. But our friend Jason Wright at the television station is adopting them, so his family has named him, this one's Daniel Tiger, because he's got these cute stripes, and I think she still has a hard time getting named, but now it's Mouse. Is that right? She's just a little black kitty. But you wanted to talk, Emily, about the joy that foster does bring not only to the families but to these animals. It's a key part of what you do.
Yeah, so for example, this little group of puppies came from a group of 8 when they were 2 weeks old. So their mom and all the siblings were in foster care. Obviously, a loud shelter isn't the best place for a nursing mama, and so our foster parents take them in. They socialize them, they get them healthy, and then make them adoptable. And it's a really great experience because a lot of people obviously can't adopt 8 puppies, but you get to have them temporarily, and then you let them go on to their next family.
In your case, Kieran, you've got the added benefit of having a family of kids to help you in this, and what an enrichment that must be for them.
I mean, we've loved it from day one. We've been doing this 3 years now since the pandemic. I was looking for something that we could do together as a family, something meaningful. And we're all animal lovers, and this has just been fantastic for them in every way.
I was a little bit surprised, and I've known them at the Humane Society for a lot of years, and I've said the very talking points that I'll say today. But when I walked it, I was a little bit surprised at just how helpful they are. Were you a little bit surprised?
I was. I mean, I was hopeful that would be the case, but I've been floored by the amount of support and the sense of community, because we're all really just there to help these animals find their forever homes, and it's the most gratifying thing, and it's just been such a big deal for our family, and that we've been able to bond together.
Yeah, it really does enrich you in a way that you can't explain. So you were telling me, Emily, that the need for foster families is always there.
Yeah.
And if you think, well, I don't really want to have a puppy or a kitten, sometimes it's an older pet that needs help, right?
Yeah, there's lots of different opportunities. If you don't have a lot of time, you might look into fostering an adult cat that doesn't need quite as much supervision. If you're home all the time and work from home, maybe you want to try bottle feeding, or just kittens in general.
The most joy-filled thing you will ever do.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work, but it's definitely needed, and we probably put half of our population in foster care. So we wouldn't be able to take in more animals if we didn't have the foster families.
So let me tell you kind of a part B of the story of my little kittens. If y'all remember, there had originally been 3. And when I got down to the track to find them, the third one had gotten away from my husband, even though he was teeny tiny, and we could not get him back. And so in those days later, when I went to the Humane Society, somebody had found that kitten and turned him in. So they have affectionately named the kitten Bolt, and there he is now. He's the same age as these little guys, but he's had something that we just can't quite figure out, Emily, digestively, right?
Right.
So I took him to you just yesterday. And y'all are keeping him overnight. We had hoped to have a reunion this morning, but you want the veterinarian to look at him. But the point I want to make is that no need is too great for y'all to want to get to the bottom of.
Right, right. Yeah, and a lot of people, they worry about, you know, taking to a shelter because they euthanize, but we go above and beyond to help these animals, and you'll see kittens that fosters will take that are, you know, clinging to life, and they'll work magic and get them healthy, and our vet team works with them and our staff. And so, I mean, there is support there. And again, you don't have to take on sick kittens to foster. Sometimes it happens, and you know, if you're not comfortable, we can move them to a new foster family. We try to be really understanding for everyone's needs, but we will do whatever we can to help the animal. So.
Well, I'll use that too as an example. So I told you that I didn't have the third one. Somebody else was fostering the third one, but she reached a point where she needed to not foster him anymore. So I got him. So sure, life just happens for people sometimes, and you'll work with it.
Yeah, yeah.
So is this your first time to do puppies, Kieran?
No, so we almost exclusively did kittens and mama cats for the first 2 years, and then there just came a need for puppy fosters, and that need still exists. We're really in need. The program needs them, but so we've been doing puppies now for a year.
The mama has been at the Humane Society, their mother. So did she come into your care while she was expecting? Is that what happened?
No, she came in, I think she had given birth to her puppies under somebody's shed, and our animal control officers went and got her. They said, hey, we're picking up this mom and puppies, can you find a foster? And so, you know, that's what I do. And I found somebody to take them, and they got to spend like their, you know, nursing at a home instead of under a shed. And so that was really beneficial.
In my case, everybody kept saying to me, oh, you're going to keep them, Julie. You know you're going to keep them. But I have a very possessive cat at my house, so I knew I couldn't keep them.
Right.
But I was so thrilled that as I brought him into my work life here, my work family now is going, I think, to be able to take all three of the kittens, so I know where they're going. But that's part of the joy. I bet that's happened to you too, hasn't it?
Yes, and
in
that's
the fostering.
Both my boys' kindergarten teacher. She ended up coming up from Franklin, where she lives, and she said, "I want to adopt 2 of the kittens you're fostering," and that was amazing.
The support that y'all must get at the Humane Society, I'm sure is you can't find enough words to say thank you for it, because it's not going to help you so much. It's that if there's a need as a foster, they have the supply for you to take home. If you ever are looking to make a donation for a cause that really is going to help whole people, this would be it, helping with the fostering program there.
Yeah, we try our best to give everything you need so that you don't have to pay for things. And so we always tell our fosters, let us know if there's something that we can get you, we can help you with, and we provide food and cat litter and anything that's relevant to the animal that you're fostering.
If people they're falling asleep. If people do want to foster, what do they do, Emily? Do they reach out to you by phone? Do they go online and make an application? How does that work?
So you can go online to heschat.org/foster, and our application is online. You just fill it out, and then it goes to our system, and then I'll schedule a phone interview and talk about everything for you.
And you will not be able to let anybody adopt them until you go through the Humane Society, because you want them to get spayed and neutered, because
Right.
you don't want this continuing influx of
Right.
animals that aren't under the proper care. Well, do you have homes for yours yet?
Not yet. They are on a transport list, but if someone watching falls in love with these 2 beautiful girls, or 6 of their siblings, or their lovely mama, then they can certainly apply to adopt them. They're available for adoption on the adoption board.
So they are ready to go home with somebody.
are,
Well, and if with puppies, is it good if you can keep them together like it is with kittens? Or does it
Sometimes
matter?
there is, you know, stipulations, like sometimes there's litter mate syndrome, but it just depends on the situation. Yeah, but puppies are sometimes a lot of work, and so a lot of people just want to get one at a time.
Well, they all are very lucky, I think, to be in the care that they are in. And if you're an empty nester like me, and this is tugging at your maternal heartstrings, I feel ya. And if you are just somebody who wants to enrich your life or your children's lives, do reach out to the Humane Society. I mean, how cute can you get? You won't get into a fight with your husband because you're always going to be taking care of the kittens or the puppies. It's just the most fun thing that you will ever find. So thank you for helping me along the way.
Yeah, of course.
Jason, they're forever Gus and Georgia to me, but they're Daniel and Mouse, we think, for now. for the right family. Here's how you can get in touch with the Humane Society. You can go online at heschat.org. 624-5302 is the phone number, and do please consider this as something to do in your life, and you will be amazed at the calling that the workers and volunteers at HES have found in their lives. Thank you.
Thank you.